Yeah, hold on.
He did it. He did it, fellas. He did it.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh
so
God.
I guess we'll just start with the
Disgusting. I'm
first
not
point
even doing
then.
this.
Okay, so I guess general consensus. Maybe this should go at the end of it, but general consensus of the map, as in the whole map in general.
Oh, do you want our general consensus on the map?
Yeah, just basic first impressions is like off the top of your heads.
Oh, dude, that kid on his bicycle was going so fast. Sorry. There's a kid outside my window. He was like going really speedy on his bicycle. The take and hold map, the current one. I mean, we all know it started out as sort of like a lighting test, and then it evolved into the game what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
There are some points on it that I feel are really good, and there are some that are just fucking impossible, especially on the later rounds. However, the aesthetics of the map are amazing, and I still enjoy playing on it. A newer, more I don't want to say well-made because that's kind of oof, but just like a more gamey map would definitely be appreciated. But I don't have a problem
Gameplay
with the current one.
oriented.
Yeah, that word.
Yeah.
That
It definitely
combination of
wasn't built for gameplay, but it's kind of like it's been manufactured in such a way after the point that it's
yeah, like it started out as a test, and now it's at the point where you can pretty much do gameplay on it.
it's basically it's the basic level of hey, we have a lighting test, but we can definitely put points and cover on here, and the cover works. It's not hard to do cover, I'd say. Like I'm not Anton, but
Yeah.
just kind of creating points where there are different angles that you can see from probably isn't too hard considering and they seem random as well.
We can talk about the cover a little bit more because there are definitely a couple points that I feel the cover is just not very well placed at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of oof as well. So, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Anton, please don't ban
Didn't he
me.
just make the map and then just sprinkle in some cover?
I
I
feel like it's what he did, but I think that's good because it allowed him to test a lot of the mechanics. Like what we're going to be discussing today is very kind of important in the sense that some of them just don't work, and that's a good thing because it means that in future iterations they can be better.
Juandig.
oh, I'm big.
Dig. My general consensus of the
Diva.
map is kind of similar to yours in that it's. What did you say? It was basically a lighting test and not really gameplay oriented. And
Yeah.
I would actually say that I don't really enjoy the visuals that
Well, I mean,
much.
the map is literally called Tile Set Test Big Hall Performance Test.
It's a good thing we have BlockBuilder in here to tell us the name of the
Dude,
map.
that's my favorite map in H3VR.
Honestly, though, for my money, Arizona Range. Hello, best map in the game.
But
Also,
I actually don't really like the aesthetics of the map. Maybe it's
I
because
mean,
I've played it like 400 times. But I would, and I say this to Anton a lot, and he's kind of said, "Yeah, this is true." Is that if you took away all of the lighting effects that were kind of really funky and made them look kind of original, it would be so hard to navigate it.
Yeah.
oh
It
yeah,
would be,
definitely.
it would be almost impossible because there's no real way to. There's no landmarks. There's no. Well, I suppose the rooms have their own landmarks without the lighting effects, but some of them are just based around them. Like if I say the yellow room, you know exactly what room I'm talking about,
Yeah.
or the red room, and that's the one that like strikes fear in everyone because it's bad.
The red room is just yeah. I don't even think Anton likes the red room. I
I
mean,
don't.
he might. I'm not thinking for it. Anton, please don't ban me.
Okay, so I'll go and put up the first point now that I have. I don't, these are in no specific order. I just whichever order I drew them in. So the first point is
Look at
this
me. I know how
one,
to draw.
but
Oh
the first
fuck!
point, yeah, I'm sure everyone can tell which one this one is.
Yeah.
I would say this is actually probably like the second hardest in the entire map.
Um, I'd rank it like my third or fourth hardest. There is that one corner there between the shit. I can't like. Okay.
You mean this corner right here?
No. Okay, so where that little thing was.
There.
There, yeah. That corner is basically the best spot to be in if you have a decently high-powered firearm and you're not going to be moving around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact you're getting rushed from three different points, three different angles, is kind of what makes this point difficult. If you're getting attacked from two, it's not so bad. But if you're standing in the opposite corner from there in the hold point, from where you've already marked,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get shot in the back. I don't know if that's always been the case though. I think before enemies wouldn't spawn in that room to the southeast.
This one here.
bit.
This one here.
No.
Oh, here.
Yeah. I think before they wouldn't come from there. They'd only come from the top and bottom.
It's actually very random, actually, I've noticed, is that sometimes they don't spawn in some places. Like, I've marked these ones, but I don't think they're 100% accurate. I think it's a chance that they don't spawn in early rounds. But in all subsequent rounds, like after round 4 or so, they all spawn. So, like, at some point during the hold, you're going to get all 3 at once, and it's just kind of annoying. But the reason people go here, or this is the most optimal spot, is because you're not getting attacked from anywhere here.
Yeah.
So you can get 3. You have all line of sights on pretty much all the places that the bots are coming from. Meanwhile, if you went like here, you wouldn't get sight here. You get shot from here, and you get shot from here.
If the hold point was extended to include all that area to the right,
or over here, well, that would be
No.
over. Yeah, here.
That's left. That's left, my dude.
Oh, you mean this dead hallway that no one goes into? I'm confident.
No. Okay, so you got the center of the hold point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now to the right, that area that you just shaded.
Here.
To
To my okay. So let's do the rights depending on what I drew. Okay, so here.
Yeah. That area there, if that was part of the hold point as well, or if it was somehow moved over, shifted a little bit towards that point, it would be. I feel like it would be a lot more balanced because you have the corner of where those 2 adjacent spawns are to sort of cover yourself with. But when you're in the main point as it is now, you're very exposed, even when you're hiding in that little corner.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what I would say needs to be changed about it, though. Like, in terms of the general changes, I don't really have much that I can say about this one because it's just a very kind of convoluted one to... Because you're getting attacked from 3 angles, there's no real easy way to go. The best place to go...
Exactly.
Like, if we had the choice to go wherever we wanted, the best place to go would be here. Because everyone would funnel. But that's too easy. It's a very fine line of making it too easy and too hard.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Meanwhile, if you were over here, I let you go in this corner right here, it would also funnel them, but I guess it would be a bit more jarring because someone's going to spawn right in your face.
Yep.
That's basically, in terms of cover, I don't know what I'd change. Because the cover, maybe add something like here. Who knows? Like if we were talking about moving it over here, then I would say put cover there or something.
So you want to know something? I just completely realized there's a stream delay, and I've been watching the stream this whole time and like pointing out bits.
Oh right. Well, what's the Discord?
Now I've got it. Now I'm
Amazing.
in sync. Yeah, I'm just that good, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
It basically gives me my IRL in-game reaction time of 7 seconds.
What if you were allowed to go down here?
I don't know how much it would help, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think it would help very
It would
much.
it would stop you from getting attacked from all 3 angles at once, which eventually becomes a thing where these guys would have to come out a little bit more, and these guys would have to come and bomb rush you. So if you were here, you have a clear view on there, and these guys wouldn't get to you immediately.
Unless you're looking towards the bum rush, though.
Unless you're looking towards the bomb rush. But then you could usually peek around this corner, because I think you can. I think there's a hole up here that you can get to. But you could peek around that corner and just safely. But other than that, there's not really much I can say about this point that needs to be changed, because I think it strikes an alright balance of being just... It's kind of it's on the upper scale, but it's not too hard.
Oh, no.
It's not a bad point. It's just a really tough one to defend.
Especially, like, I think just the problem is you're going to get attacked from all 3 sides, and then when that happens, you pretty much just have to zoom around the place until you kill them all.
Yeah, exactly. Which, when you have something that isn't compact and powerful, like, say, like the MP7, or you're doing, like, a World War II run, it just gets really tough to, like, maneuver around the 3 bits of cover with a long gun. Yeah.
I believe if you're getting bum rushed, the best place to go is here. As in, if you destroy these guys first, go over here. But I'd imagine that most people's brains melt before that point and just start running around.
Yeah, pretty much. I usually tend to go to either that corner or the one opposite it.
I go to this corner here, most commonly shoot down this place. And if I'm getting shot from up here, I tend to go over here and shoot back this way. Because again, that's just another kind of trick that's pretty obvious, is that if you're shooting at you, they'll only shoot where they last saw you, So going to somewhere that's opposite isn't going to let them shoot you.
Yeah, especially with the new changes to the bots. That if you hit them, like if you hit them in the helmet, it doesn't kill them, but it will stun them a little bit still.
I noticed that as well, actually. It's odd. Where I have hit them their head with a melee weapon and they've kind of dazzled a bit.
Yeah. Yep. Same thing with like grenades that don't kill them; it'll stun them.
Mm.
So it's getting more and more balanced as time goes on. However, you know, there's still a way to go. There's still ways to go.
Kidding me?
I'm just thinking, what if, like, just hypothetically, there was an entrance point over here for the bots, like another bot entrance point over here, and this was expanded over to here. The
whole point.
And this one was removed.
Okay.
So I'll just do a basic diagram. Bots come from here, and the point gets expanded to here, and this one gets deleted.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. The issue with that though is that it becomes a lot like the point where you have that crate, the yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow room.
It become pretty similar to that point.
Mm-hmm. It definitely does.
Better, 00 or Flechette?
Flechette.
Oh yeah, Flechette's better against flesh. Double Odd is more of an all-rounder.
But in general, I think there isn't much that really needs to be changed about this point, because any changes that could be made would probably shift the balance way too far in like any other directions.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's a really good point. Just again, maybe
it's really
maybe
well
only
designed.
Bringing it back to...
But no, it's just got a bit too much of a like. It's really good when you are getting bum rush, but when you're getting bum rush, there's pretty much nothing you can do.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the problem. Is that it's well designed for cover, in the sense that you have very little, but you have just enough to get by until you start getting attacked from all 3 points.
Yep.
So, I don't know, maybe add like a piece of cover here. It's a bit too big, but you get the point. Add a piece of cover here so that they have to come around a bit further. Just delaying when all 3 of them spawn at once, delaying one of them would probably be the best option.
Yeah. Or even extending it a little bit to the left so you can line up a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Maybe maybe add a piece of cover here and then extend the red line to go over here. So that if you get bum rushed, you can just kind of retreat. Although I suppose then that would just do the funnel thing again, where you could just sit there and wait.
Yeah. Yeah, the issue with that would be it would just homogenize the entire strategy of that point would just be, I'm gonna hide behind this cover and shoot until I...
What changes would it make if you made a box here instead of a wall of cover?
Not much if I was gonna be completely honest.
And what about how about this one? Just general thinking changes. That was a box instead.
Well, then you eliminate that corner from being usable by you unless you can get behind it.
Oh yeah, because of the red zone. So maybe extend the red zone and make a box. In which case, I guess it doesn't change too much between boxes and.
Yeah, no, not really. Depending on where it's placed. If it's placed with one of those bits of the floor that jut up, then you have a good firing position. But again, that sort of.
You mean those really annoying pieces of like curvy cover? Or.
Yeah, but like the short ones.
Oh, the short ones.
Where you can stand on in the yellow room. But then again, that's one of those things.
Wait. The yellow room. You mean the black cover? Wait, these?
Yeah.
These are
but the short ones.
Ah, yeah, this one here.
Ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having one of those near the box, perhaps. But
actually,
then again,
there is one. I actually didn't draw it. It's over here. It's very, very vaguely seen, but.
Oh yeah, I see it.
The black cover pieces do their jobs well enough.
Oh, I think that's probably the best designed part of this map. These black cover pieces, they're so incredibly useful. And I don't know if Anton intended them to be, because I think he did.
He did.
Did he?
He did.
Oh, I remember way back when he was first showing off the map, and I was like, "Oh, those look like they're going to be good for leaning out of cover." And he's like, "Yep, that's what they're for, you stupid Jordan." And I was like, "Damn."
And something I've noticed is what's very easy to notice is that if there's a big one, there's a small one on the other side.
Yes.
And that's kind of an easy way to orient yourself a lot of the time, I think, in terms of cover.
If you notice it.
Yeah, if you see a small one, chances are there's a big one on the other side. As in, chances by, I mean 100%.
Hi.
So I think we're mostly done with this point. We're just rephrasing at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So next point. Ooh.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know if I like this one. I like it actually. I
Wait.
like its idea, but I feel
yeah.
like it's a bit too easy and a bit too hard at the same time.
Yeah.
It depends a lot on the types of bots that you're fighting and the types of weapons you have.
Oh, if you get
There-
shield bots, you are really screwed here. I
Yeah.
feel. Because shield bots, they come in way too quick from down here, but there's no way to fix that, and I don't think that's much of a problem. But they come in
Yeah.
way too quick from down here, and up here, they're so angled, like, they're angled here, to a point where hitting them is kind of hard here.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah,
you can
definitely.
hit their small point.
Yeah.
Their butt. But in the general consensus, I feel, is you go here. There's no real other choice, and if you want to have fun, I guess you go up here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either those 2 points, because remember that actually you're missing a spawn point for the bots. They'll also come from that door to the left there.
Do they? I've never ever seen them come from this door, actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you're bluffing. I don't think they come from there.
Why
I
would I
don't-
be
I
bluffing?
think
This
they
isn't
come from
poker.
there sometimes.
Sometimes,
do.
if it's sometimes, it mustn't be enough. Well, I guess I'm always down here,
Either
so
that or it's those
If you're always down there, then you're not
mid-transit
gonna see
bots.
it. Yeah.
I guess I'm only seeing here. I'm not seeing the this bit. I always figured
Yeah.
I figured they come from here all the time. So that must mean that this is a dedicated point where they stop spawning in early rounds.
I
my
usually
God.
spend most of my time on this point. I usually spend most of it on the stairs, going up and down and shooting the targets as they come in.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I've
shooting
noticed that a
targets
lot of
as
them will
fast
get
as you
behind.
can is usually the best strategy in a majority of these.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can
Yeah,
avoid getting
I've
bum
definitely
rushed,
seen them
it's.
come out of that door.
I
Yeah,
just think
it's easy to-
every place that you can stand in this is there's no good in between being spawn or being bum rushed early and being bum rushed too late.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of the intention too. Is to not make every point have the best possible spot to sort of hunker down in.
Yeah, because
He
if
wants us to stay on the move.
there's a dedicated meta place, then there still is a dedicated meta place, but it isn't really optimal in the sense that it's very, very good.
Yeah, it's a space that you go to when you're getting bum rushed, but it's not exactly the space you stay in the whole.
I feel that
whole point.
going here is very important because for some odd reason the bots actually can't shoot you when they're coming down the stairs.
They don't pathfind near the edge of them. Yeah.
Like when
Most
they're
of the time.
when they're coming down in the middle of coming down the stairs, typically they won't be shooting at you for some reason.
Huh.
Yeah.
Even though they've shown that they'll shoot at you on the big map, the fortress map.
Yeah.
So it's odd.
I
But
usually just stay right next to the point.
yeah, up here.
But that's why you
Yeah.
died, Block.
I don't die.
Actually, now
I've
that I'm
never
thinking
died
about
in
Now that I'm thinking about it,
Pigeonholed
wouldn't here be
ever.
an alright spot?
Yes and
Actually, I
No,
think, in
because
my
there would-
opinion, being parallel to an entrance point is really bad.
yes.
Like being here, it allows them to come in, and you only have this angle to shoot at them.
Pretty much. You don't really ever want to corner yourself
Yeah,
as a general rule of thumb.
that's why just
Um,
standing here is best. I don't think there is really much I actually like to change about this because I feel it's very good balanced.
You know what I've realized, guys? I don't think many of us have tried going prone in any of these levels to see if there's any spots that are better when you're prone.
Ooh, that would be pretty interesting. But proning is very kind of deleterious in a lot. Well, obviously you're in VR, and I can't do it because I have.
Oof.
I can't. Well, I can't do it because my cable is restricted to the ceiling, and
Why?
Oof.
it's
Oof, I
restricted
see.
to the ceiling so it doesn't, go around me.
It's better to
You just
be
gotta
able
not
to
step over your
do
cable.
everything.
Yeah, I just got to not separate my cable, but I do it instinctively. I just realized
Or
that
get
I
turnstile.
almost wrote boob down here, by the way.
Yeah, you did right, boob.
Good.
You just did.
Yeah.
I go to the side of the... Oh, Captain Cody says he goes to the side of the stairs. If you get smoke, you can pop one up top. I barely get smokes, but then again, I mostly play the World War II loot table.
I feel again. This is
World War II
going.
loot table
Like
still
this is just
smokes.
this is going off of the topic currently, but I feel that smokes aren't as useful in like they're very, very, very niche. Most of the time, they just obscure your vision from killing them faster.
Oh no, I've noticed that they won't accurately track you, when you
Mhm.
pop down a smoke. So if you're
But typically,
getting, or if you,
typically it means that the direction that they have to travel before you see them and they see you is a lot smaller, meaning that
that's fair.
it's not very useful because if you can attack them from a longer range, they're more inaccurate. Anyway, back onto this point. There isn't really much of a change. I think if is something a change, it would probably be make the whole point bigger.
You know what I would do?
What?
I'd put a ladder under where those sandbags are.
Right
Yep.
here. You put a
Yep.
ladder right here. That would actually make a lot of sense. You could do a lot of ladder jukes there.
Especially since you can just throw yourself around with the ladder.
Actually, you know
Get
what'd be
some,
pretty
cool
interesting?
John Wick
Putting
moves.
if you put a bunch of like boxes that you could move your head over.
Oh, yeah, okay. To climb up them. I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. I think this point would be more intimidating if there was a door where the ladder was suggested. Ooh, but that would actually be a very kind of annoying place, I think, if there was a door right here for enemies to come in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That would make the point impossible.
I think, yeah, that would definitely... It's too small to have more than 2 points.
It's a very compact point. It's very CQC.
But I think having, like, what's it called? Boxes here that you can kind of push your head onto to climb up would be very kind of... And you can do it sometimes faster than ladder depending if you grab it and launch yourself. But
Yeah, but
I think
second that.
it's a bit. It's also a bit more clunky. Mm-hmm. But I think the boxes are a bit more clunky and a bit more kind of niche in the sense that not many people know you can do that.
If anything, I would make it so that more objects in the game, like even the sandbags, had grab points on them that you could locomote over. So like, you know, instead of having to walk up to a sandbag and then stick your head over it and then keep walking, you can just put your hand down, grab the sandbag, and sort of quote unquote vault over it. Same with like stair ledges and the not the big concrete blocks.
You know those small covers, the small concrete blocks that have these on them, these these handles. I think that you should. I think you should be able to grab the handles. And to kind of top that off, I think that the small ones that are closer to the ground should be a bit taller.
Yeah, if you don't want to go prone, yeah.
Because you practically have to, you know, really, really reach down in order to grab them. If there were grab points in the sandbags, people would grab them and wiggle to dodge bullets. So it's not that simple. Dodging bullets isn't as easy as just wiggling about because it's random. It's just it's a cone that they fire in. And plus,
but you can still, when you're playing on regular bullets and they're not firing
you can still dodge. You can still dodge just by moving.
Yep.
Which I commonly. So, general thoughts to the point. We done?
I think so. There isn't much I'd change. If there was a way to scale it up somehow, I'd definitely do that.
I think it deserves to be bigger. I think there needs to be a more travel time between you and this first door down here.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if you're down here, and like that's why I said there's no good place to stand in where you're not in the middle. You're not like if you stand here, this one's too close. If you stand here, this one's too close.
Yeah.
And if you stand down here, this one becomes too easy.
Shit, you're making me want to play this. I know what I'm gonna have to do after the stream. I have the itch.
All right, so I guess we're moving on to the next point.
Sure.
We need to roast through this. We've already gone like 30 minutes, by the way. There's 13.
My God.
There's 13 points. Oh, fuck this one.
I think this point would be more intimidating if there was a door that. Oh, okay, yeah. This part's intimidating.
I think this point would be better if there wasn't the elevated platform.
Oh, and a bit more cover. Yeah, if you eliminate this bit and add some interesting cover, like maybe some boxes. I'll probably have to change my crayon for this, but add some like maybe boxes here and there. Change the cover.
Do different colored crayons taste different?
Oh, we could make this one a pseudo yellow point. Actually, now that like if you look at the diagram I just made, that could be a bit more interesting. I feel, because I feel the evolution.
You have one unread message.
I think the elevation on this map is what really makes it annoying because it's not. I don't think elevation is just annoying. It's the fact that you have to pretty much shoot directly down in order to kill anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the issue with that is that when you're trying to look through your
I just hope that I have grenades by the time I get to that point.
Yeah, basically with all the elevated points like this, like there's this one and then there's that other one with the ladders on the roof. You could just sit up there and spam nades all day and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. It'll take a bit longer and it'll be a bit less fun.
Sit in the corner and wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in general, I think points where you have to be forced to shoot down to a point where you see your quick belt aren't very good. Because your quick
Unless
belt
you go-
is so annoying and so intrusive, in my opinion. Every single time I go to this point and go on top of there, I just realize, wow, I really wish I could make my quick belt transparent, because I can't see a thing.
Yeah, but then you have to make the stuff inside of it transparent. That'd be spooky.
Actually, I think one of the general fixes for this would be making sure that bots can't go in the corners, like can't go anywhere here, because if they start hugging the wall, that's it. You can't hit them because of their helmet.
Yeah.
Well, you can hit them in the
once in the helmet, and it like wiggles them around, and then you can just put 1 or 2 more shots into them, and they'll explode.
But the main problem is that they can shoot up to you just fine.
Yeah.
And that's why I really hate this point, is that you don't get like any good angles on the people who are shooting at you, but they get, because they're AI, they shoot at you perfectly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
As
I've been talking
perfectly
too much
as
about this
not
one.
Being able to aim up does.
I've been talking too much about this one. Jordan, you say that. So
What's up, Doug?
You say whatever you want about this one. I'm willing to hear what you have to say.
I feel like it's too similar to that other one with the 3 elevated points. Just it's more compact and just the same general things. When you're standing on top of there and you have an automatic though, it's really easy to shoot into that green hallway area.
Oh yeah, you shoot their legs and they just trample over each other. I'd say a much lower elevation on the platform. I never thought about that. I actually never thought about that, having platforms that go to like here. Ones that you could
I don't
literally
think you can do that though.
Well, he could create a new tile set for it, but I think that's too much work. I'm not expecting too much from him.
Probably wouldn't be that much.
But like,
you just hurt Anton's feelings.
Oh, I mean, like too much work for just changing one thing. But I think having grab points on there would then be pretty interesting. So it's something you could grab and pull yourself up, and it wouldn't be too elevated, but just enough that, because I think the problem with this point is the angle.
Yes,
because if you're standing up here, you literally have to aim down like this. That's just not very. I took a screenshot up here, obviously, where you pretty much just have to shoot down and hope for the best.
So here's the thought: instead of making it like chest level height, what if it's sort of a chest level height tub? So you vault over it by making it a grab point, and you're inside of a tub. No, because then they can't shoot you. No, it's too unbalanced. XD, never mind.
I was just thinking, what if you cut off a significant portion of this and made it stairs?
That would work too.
It would make it. It would cut some sight lines. I think it would make it a bit better. But you would still get this point where you get to shoot into this place pretty easily. But then these guys, who you might not be paying attention to, could come up and bum rush you. Again, it would be kind of like the chokehold situation where you just stand here, you fire forward, and especially with shields. With shields, this would be impossible. Yeah. Well, actually, no. They come close enough where you could hook them around and kill them, but I feel it'd be just very clusterfucky. And another topic is that shields are just impossible on this point as well.
The main issue with these elevated points that I see is that the fact that the bots can't easily get to you, or not even easily get you, but practically get to you, because they, either you have to lean yourself over so that they can shoot at you, or be dumb and get hit by ricochets all day. That's what makes these points sort of uninteresting to play, is that you're not really doing anything. You're standing there and you got a whole bunch of bots and you're like, oh, I'm getting bum rushed, but you're not really, because you're up there and you're safe and you can just take cover and blind fire over the corner.
I believe something needs to be changed in terms of, like, if a point you can stand on top of the elevator platform and go 5 hours, even like infinite, without ever being in any danger. I think that needs to be changed in some way where they need to be able to get to you. So,
you know what the bots need? They need jetpacks.
Actually, I just thought of something that's pretty interesting. What if you added an extra bit over here with a platform up here with stairs leading to it?
But you'd still have the original problem.
You'd still have the original problem.
If they want to go up there to shoot at you, I don't know if the AI can even do that.
The AI can go upstairs, and especially if you change the pathfinder.
But can they go up? Do they know?
But they wouldn't do that.
Advantage? Yeah, they would not do that.
Okay, so what if you put a board?
They friends and hug each other.
But they wouldn't do that. They just want to get as close to you as possible before they open fire on you.
Yeah, I think, and he said that's coming. The tactics is coming, at some point with the Mark III. So that could be a thing. But just general spitballing ideas.
Oh, I am so excited for
Mark
III, but that's a different topic entirely.
Yeah.
So just do what little Kachowski said about replacing the elevation with a
super spitball
thick
today.
pillar.
But what if you replaced it with a thick pillar in the center? What do you mean by pillar? Like these things? Like
No. I think he means like a thicker one, like just a
the big one.
No. Like a, how the fuck do I say this? So like a giant, tall, like cube, but rectangle cube that goes from like the middle of where that is, or the corner of it, perhaps the corner that's in the middle of the room, all the way up to the ceiling. I think that's what it means. I don't know.
Oh, yes. Actually, I was just
on the elevated part. But on the elevated part, like removing the elevated part, putting a pillar in there.
Just basically just eliminating this entire point and making it useless. As in that point. No, I mean this bit here.
And just replacing it with a pillar.
I mean that there's a pillar that goes from the floor to the ceiling and makes the point into a square hallway. Actually, that idea there actually gave me another idea. What if you made a pillar going from top to bottom like this?
That's what he meant.
Is it?
Oh. Yes.
All right, then. Okay, you mean this where you then have a square? You just have a square hallway. Yeah. Yes. My bad.
Actually, I think that's what he meant.
Yeah, because I eventually got to the same conclusion when you were kind of trying to explain it to me. I was like, that would be really cool. This would be a really cool idea to have a pillar that covers a lot of the sight lines.
Yep. Except that you're always cornered, and that's a big no bueno from me.
You're always cornered and you're always perpendicular, but this, if you've done it the right way, you could kind of make a really, really uncomfortable situation that's very nice to fight in.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said before, the issue with these is that they're sort of too simple in the sense that you can just hide.
Mm-hmm.
So having it be a square hallway would make it very interesting, very fast-paced, very hectic.
So this is implying that he adds a new type of cover. What if he added like a hallway right here, but had see-through bits on the interbits?
See-through bits?
Like holes, just to imagine.
Oh.
When you tell me to imagine holes, I think of something completely different. But okay.
I don't think this would solve much aside from let you maybe pick off a few bots every now and then. But it would add a bit more kind of interesting gameplay. Actually, now that I think about it, what if you changed this bit here?
Impromptu murder holes. I like that.
Yeah, impromptu murder holes. These two bits could put impromptu murder holes. Slip some nades. Yeah, roll some nades down it. So basically, what if you eliminated this point and made it here instead with a hallway?
Wait.
This box.
Wait. Okay, guys. I think I just had a total good idea. Okay, it's a point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's an elaborate Rube Goldberg machine that you put a grenade into. And it kills all the wieners in the room every time you use it.
Yeah, like one of those chutes that just throw it down a hole.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's like tubes coming from here to here. You just put them. You just put a bunch of nades down them, and.
But they have to be like delayed nades, and they have to be the round. No, you know what?
Ooh, I just had another idea. What if you say remove this sandbag bit? What if you made it so that the cover actually dipped down like a chute, like here? No.
You mean like it ramps down? Like it's a ramp?
It's a ramp that you can't get up, but you can get down. But you can throw nades down and shoot down, and they can shoot up. Because I just think the most important part about fixing this point, because I think this point's pretty not bugged, but
oh my god.
I think this point is just kind of not very fun. But I think the main fix that you could do is fixing the angle which you attack them from.
I just found something dumb. So remember when Worst World was being only teased? Remember that giant caution poster that was behind the entire... I just found that texture.
Oh.
It's a stock photo too.
Oof.
Alright, so are we done with this point?
Oh, I want to say one more thing. If we did that, if you did like the sort of pyramid style ramp, it would basically turn that into an MG nest, which would make it a lot like that other point, the one with the sort of 90-degree stairs, and then the MG nest at the top. Fortress. It would make it too similar to that, I think. That's what we're calling it now.
I think in
Fortress.
general this maybe needs to be changed to something a bit more. I think overall entirely changed, or have this bit pulled down like you said,
or have it only be 12 take and hold points.
Just to make this a part of the hallway. You know, okay, I can see that one being that's a successful change in my eyes. All right, so next point then. Ooh, this is an interesting one actually.
I hate this one. I hate this one a lot.
I actually quite like it. I actually quite like this point because you get plenty of notification of when the enemies are coming to you over here. This is one of those ones that I'm kind of speechless about because it's so far into the middle ground of it's pretty good that there isn't really much I'd like changed.
There's good cover on it. Getting attacked from both sides is always a no bueno thing. It's always a no bueno situation, but it makes it work, honestly. You have enough cover that if you're smart about it, you can move between them and not get shot most of the time.
Honestly, it's standing here typically.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say it's one of the better points.
Yeah,
especially because you can shoot easily over the boxes.
Oh, that's if you're tall. I'm not tall though, but.
Oh, well, that sucks for you then.
But basically, I think this one's really good because you can pick them off from this direction, when they're coming from there, and if they do slip by, typically you won't notice them slipping by, and it creates this kind of. It's one of the only points in the game where you get surprised, where it's like, oh, I'm getting shot from here, because they slip past. Yeah, it's because you're short. But for me,
I can see them coming over. I can see their little stupid helmets.
But I do like the way that they. What is it in those games where? It's payload or something. Where if they get past a certain checkpoint, they are 100% confirmed to get to you. So if you 100% as in if you're super tall, you can shoot them. But
yeah, exactly. Damn right.
But I think maybe if you're not super tall, they have a dedicated way to get to you without getting harmed. So it's kind of like I need to shoot them before they get here, or I have to pay the price in like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a risk versus reward element at play in this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what the part that I really do like about this point is
the point that you really like about this point.
Yeah, the fact that there's a piece of cover over here that doesn't block these things.
Yes.
But it's like right here, not right here, but this is just a visual representation. So when they're coming over, you can see them. And so you can if you can pop them real nice, or you can pop them when they come over this direction.
Hey, they're not people. No human targets allowed. Anyways, don't just stick people. Okay, that's no bueno.
You're doing human targets. Legal.
What if the leftmost point had a wall that went halfway across? So you mean extending this bit, which I would be fine with, but it also doesn't. Actually, I think I'd be fine with that. Extending this bit to kind of come a bit over here.
So basically, getting rid of that little hole you have.
No. Don't get rid of this hole.
Oh, I get what you mean. Okay, I think. Wait, maybe I don't know. I think it might be a little stupid right now.
Oh, it's right above where the leftmost point is. What if the leftmost point had a wall that went halfway across? Oh, you mean down?
It's right above what that leftmost bot is. Oh, I think I see what he means.
He means like this one. Over here. He means
there. Yeah, he means there, which we are. Don't we already have that though?
We do, kinda. I don't think it would change too much.
Okay.
And if it would just make it so that they would come down a bit lower.
Yeah, but you know what they say.
Toasters. Toast.
Spitballing. What if they came from a direction down here? I think that'd be too much.
Nope. Die. Yeah, I would kill myself. Unless there was cover. Well, there is cover a bit-ish, but it would just overwhelm you a little bit too much.
Overall, there isn't really much actually, there's pretty much nothing I want this point changed to.
Honestly, I think this is one of the perfect points in the game. This
is a proper perfect point where anything I say is a proper nitpick. And as I said, it has an interesting dynamic if you're tiny, where there's kind of like not a dead zone, but a point where if they get past you, you're going to have it harder in 3 seconds. And I just kind of really like that dynamic. And you probably don't experience it because you're tall, but I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9".
Oh, that's only like 3 inches away from 6 foot.
Yeah.
Does it really make that much of a difference? I guess it does.
It does,
see, the thing
because
is,
yeah.
You can also trade it off with depending on the bot type. If you got shields, you're better off letting them go past there because they're gonna be at a point where you can shoot them easier because they're gonna be facing the direction they're moving with their shields.
Oh yeah,
So
you
they're
can sit
moving
here
that
and
way.
just
Yep.
pistol them down. Actually, if there's a change that I would like to make that would actually make this a bit more interesting and actually like push forward that kind of gameplay style I was thinking of, what if you made it so that there is another pile of boxes on top of these?
Nope.
No?
You're just doing that because I'm tall and you're short. You're just mad. Wear high heels when you're playing.
It's nice to see them coming anyway.
Mm-hmm. But you can still see them coming from this direction, but I do kind of like the surprise of them coming this way.
Well, I mean, it's easier to see them, especially when you're Wow. Especially when you're dealing with bots coming from the left.
Yeah. Anyway,
if you're dealing with them, and then you glance over and see there's some helmets coming out from behind the boxes, like, oh boy, I have to deal with these guys first.
Mm-hmm. Well, I still think this is pretty much a perfect point. There's nothing really needs to be changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so I guess next one. Okay. Ooh, Fortress. This is a very enjoyable one. I feel.
I never get a point here.
It's
my favorite one.
It's pretty rare.
It's my favorite one. It's the only point that I could play on all day. It's my favorite point. If bots spawned behind those sandbag bits at the top, I'd hate it.
Oh, that would be hell.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can just rain down on them the whole time, it's so good.
What I kind of enjoy is that it's not too easy either. It's not sit behind the sandbags and just mow them down. If they start suppressing you with fire, as soon as they come up the stairs, you're kind of getting in a pickle.
I mean, a hot dog. Say hot dog, not pickle. I'm Pickle Rick.
No.
Yes. No. Please.
I think, like, if there's any flaw here, this one is a bit too easy to shoot into. It does fit, although I think it doesn't need to be changed because not every point needs to be perfectly balanced. Because I think this one fulfills the fantasy of, hey, I'm on an MG nest firing down at them.
Yeah, it really lets me live out my ancestry of D-Day MG gunners mowing down America. Wait, no.
Also, these are useless. These sandbags are useless. But,
they are. There's no reason
they're so they're aesthetically oh my god, they're aesthetically appealing.
Appeasing. I think that would mean something else.
What if the cubby hole? What if the cubby hole with the ladder had a smoothed out corner?
What do you mean? Oh.
Wait, do you mean like smoothed out hole?
I don't think it would improve anything.
I don't think. Actually, I'm honestly.
It wouldn't change much.
I'm convinced that not many people even know that a ladder exists. Honestly, they kind of just.
I do. There's just literally no reason to do it. You get into the point, you go up the stairs, and you pop down in your MG nest, and you're like,
yeah.
Like, I guess that's maybe a flaw with the map is that like one of its features is completely. I'm pretty confident that only one person went on it, and that's just to see what it was like.
Yeah, if I was ever gonna use those sandbags on the bottom, it would just be to challenge myself because I already have like super OP stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 bipod mounted DP28s, then I just plop one on each set of sandbags and hold them both and shoot into the hallways.
Mm-hmm. But I think this is one of those points that's not perfect, but it's just so enjoyable it's so enjoyable I don't want it changed.
Exactly. It's one of those points that it's not very gameplay-y, but it is just a good stress relief. It's a good break point because you're just like, I get to be a murderous asshole now.
What if you raised those front sandbags up and had 2 tiers of platforms?
Ooh.
2 tiers of
because that would block sightlines. That would block sightlines.
So you mean having a point of like just a basic another thing up here and raising these up?
I think that's what he means.
So and then and then the ladder. Like, remove this cubby hole bit, and then add a ladder here. Like just right here-ish or something, and then add another one.
I think would really make this point a lot more interesting when bots are able to throw smokes and shit.
Ooh, because then they can smoke you out.
Well, no, they'll just smoke the entrances and come in, and then you'll have a bit of a harder time getting to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also earlier when you told me to shoot off like 6 MGLs full of smokes and you almost crashed my computer, Yeah, I'm still mad at you.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Also,
But
you didn't actually fill in this map diorama. You didn't put in the lower area part.
what do you mean the lower area part? I did. Oh, I didn't. Ah, fuck you. Yeah,
There
I
we go.
didn't.
Revenge for making me almost crash.
Yeah, I need to fix that. It's not finished, but I think are we done with this one? Because it's just a very like cut and dry point. It's fun. It's very good.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Next. Ooh.
I like this one.
You know what I like?
Fun to fight in.
I think this one's a bit too simple though.
I hate this one.
It looks very like geometrically convoluted, but it's too easy.
I mean, if you have a good enough weapon and you're on the stairs, boom, you're set. But if you are a big oof man like me and you get rushed on the stairs, then you kind of corner yourself a little bit and you're like, ah. But if you're just staying around moving on the main bit, if you're just moving in between the two entrance points, you basically got it locked down.
Mm-hmm. Because most of the time I stand about here-ish.
Yeah, same.
So, and I can fire into this bit, I can fire into this bit, and it gets boring. It gets very boring just kind of standing there firing at each one as they come in. It's not, that's what I said, it looks very geometrically convoluted. But
it's not.
But the most optimal point for you to stand in this map completely negates every single bit of cover that this map has. And
it's definitely one of those maps that is there's very clearly defined meta. I don't know how to pronounce that.
And I think it needs to be changed a tiny bit.
Shut up, BlockBuilder. Make your Donald Duck noise, and I will.
Sandbags lacing the stairway. Ooh, so like if you put sandbags here.
Yeah, that would make the stairs basically useless, but that would only make the point that you stand on even better, probably.
It would also make the choke into this point, which isn't very good unless it's isn't very good for them unless it's shields, in which you're kind of screwed.
Even if it's shields, I mean, if you've got a high enough powered weapon, meta. Oh, okay, meta. Thank you, little Kachowski.
But I think maybe take this cover take this cover right here and put it here. And I think that would solve this sightline issue, because then you would have to move.
Yes.
So you agree with me?
Moving that tiny little bit isn't really that bad. Because you still have the sight line.
You don't really have the sight line. It would also put you in a more uncomfortable position. If you wanted to stay here, you would then have to go here, which gives you a worse angle on this bit up here.
You know what I would do?
What?
Ooh, so you know how there's stairs that go down into that loot room?
Mm-hmm.
So the axis that those are on, draw it down to the bottom of that point, and just make it a lower area with ladders to go down into it. And then you either have to use ladder gunplay, which is terrible when you're using automatics with no hold open.
Ooh, yeah, remove the stairs.
Remove the stairs and make that whole area lower.
But then that would be a bit too easy. Just kind of, it would also create a situation where you can sit in the corner and nothing will kill you.
Oh yeah, you could just jump down there and nothing would kill you. That's stupid. Never mind. You could either just make it completely flat and then you're very exposed with nowhere to really hide if you get rushed, and funnel everyone down into, or you. Yeah.
I still think maybe the best solution is putting a piece of cover here, because then it makes the angle on this bit a bit harder, puts you closer to a more comfortable zone, and that's where I think maybe where you would stand would then shift.
Yeah.
I think you might then stand here, which would allow you to shoot down into here and here as they come out, and then you have a point of escape.
Yeah, but that just makes it, even it's just a band-aid solution. The thing is that I've noticed with these points is that they're designed in such a way that sort of slightly editing them to make them more balanced, quote unquote, isn't really something you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I have a long idea, but it's going to be a bitch to type. Well, type it. You have fingers; they work. Hopefully. God damn, people are so.
Give us it before we get off the point, then, because we're going to go off it in about 2-3 minutes.
Actually, I was going to say in about 2-3 seconds. Okay, bye. Stream's over. No, I'm just joshing you, bud.
Also, when I'm getting rust by shields, I just circle around this thing and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
I just think that the point where you can see them all is too easy.
Just run around there and hope that you don't
get
shot.
Again, this would be determining adding a new piece of cover. What if he made, like, again, like, I'm going back to this, where he has a large piece of cover here, but it has a hole in it. Like, it wouldn't change too much, but it would make it so that you have a very limited angle on this place up here.
Yeah.
So they would have, like, if you missed one of them, they would have a very small chance. Like, see, this. Imagine if this was the hole. They would have a very small chance to then get over towards you and have, like, a more interesting battle.
I actually wonder if this level is going to stick around after meat of action starts getting improved. It probably will.
Draw a line from the left side of the stairs all the way down and across the stairs. Across the stairs. Ooh. What do you mean, like this? All the way down and cross up the stairs, making it a sheer drop. Oh, you mean this entire bit, a sheer drop?
Oh, that's what I said, isn't it?
You said just the stairs. Ladders to go up and down, and replace the bottom.
No, I said the whole axis there. That's what I said.
And replace the bottom spawn point with an entrance at the top. Huh.
I feel a little bit Josh right now. Kachowski stole my idea. This is why I didn't understand it.
It seems like an all right kind of way. I'm not sure it's fantastic though, because I don't think. Let's say we're not gonna do this kind of podcast on the idea that he's not gonna change them big term, because we're just spitballing. Like, we're going with every single conceivable idea we can that can change them, even if they're out of the league.
True. Fair.
But I think, yeah, we've discussed this point pretty well.
Yeah.
So they come in from the bottom of the cliff instead of the bottom. Anyway, I think we should move on to the next point.
How do you know which the next point is?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Basically,
no.
you know,
Remember how we said that we could, like, make it 12 points instead of 13?
Yeah, we're gonna make it 11 now.
11.
This one is the worst in the entire map.
You know why? You know why it's red? Because it is literally Satan. This whole point is literally Satan.
No, I actually do firmly believe that the red is here on purpose because it's awful. It's not awfully designed, but it's just so.
It's really hard to defend.
I don't understand the point of cover here. Like, I don't understand the placements.
The placement effectively blocks your line of sight from one side of the point to the other, making it so that you have to be on the constant move, or else you're just gonna get flanked and shot in the booty hole, and that's not a very fun thing to have happen, like, especially by giant hot dogs.
I don't know if you can kind of see it, but the time that they're in this small cubby hole, like, this is a very stark difference from the one we talked about before. Where, remember how I said, you can shoot them from these bits when they come through. The hot dogs come through these the walls.
They come through walls?
No, they come from the exits, and then they get in contact with these pillar bits, and then okay, actually
through the walls.
There's already a bit here. There's one here. This bit, these things. Remember this bit?
Yeah.
This is the most useful part of that side, but is the worst part about this side. Because it's the exact same thing, except they come from a different angle, making it so you have to stand, like, over here instead to shoot into them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very infuriating. And actually, I think the most infuriating part about this map, this fucking thing, this piece of garbage cement is probably the worst part about this point. Because it means that you can only go around here. And I think, honestly, this map might be better if you flipped this cement block to make it on this side instead. Because it would create like an arc. It would create like an arc motion. But as it stands,
arc triggers me.
But as it stands, you have to do like a whirly motion, like an S, and it's kind of annoying because honestly, as soon as you get bum rushed, there is no way to defend against it.
Nope. You're basically, it's down to luck and just getting your shots off right.
If you get bum rushed by shields,
yep, you fuck. You basically fuck.
If you get rushed with shields, this is over. Like, you pretty much just have to, you don't even get many opportunities to blast them through their hole. You pretty much just have to. Ooh. Wow. But you pretty much just have to run behind them and hope for the best.
Yep. It's not a it is a hellish point to play on. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Fair in any way, and it's definitely. I don't want to say it's not fun, because I mean the whole game mode's fun, but there's
This
definitely
is the one closest to being on fun.
Yeah, it's definitely the map that the point that you get to, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
this is where I die.
You get to this point and you're like, oh no. That's your first reaction every time you go there.
It is the point that no one wants to do, and that's why I feel like it deserves to be in the map.
Yeah, there needs to be a point where like it gives them personality. Where every time I get into this one, it's like, oh no, not this one. Where I don't have a name for it, but I have a distinct emotion when I get there.
Sadness.
Hey, the stream is it's age restricted, right? Like you said, it's for mature audiences.
Yes.
Okay, this is the shit fuck map. Okay, that's exactly what I say whenever I get on this point.
Basically, the only strategy here is to kill them as soon as possible. Because you come over here, shoot them. Come over here, shoot them. And if one of them starts coming, if you get the wrong prediction and you think, oh, they're coming from this one now. If you do that, you're screwed. Because then they get in, they pile in, and while you're dealing with that one, then they pile in, and then it just becomes a cycle until the round ends.
This point is definitely the one that makes you pull your weight.
The only thing I like about this point is that the supply point doesn't have any other entrances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's also, I just think the cover placement is just kind of, could be better.
It's very Josh. It's Joshing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, just kind of like BlockBuilder. You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying,
me.
Guys, what I'm saying,
I am hurt.
Is
I don't care.
Is get it out of here.
Yeah, just buy that point. Anton, please.
All right, next one.
The only thing in my life that I will actually not ironically say Anton plus for.
What if he mirrored all the cover up and down? I think that would definitely change a lot. Like, let's go back. I think that would change a lot actually, but it would also make this side worse.
Yeah.
But this bit, it would actually make this bit actually much worse. There's actually, no, I take it back. It makes this entire point much worse. I didn't know that was possible.
Any
Oofy.
changes just make it worse.
Block?
What?
Do I have you on Steam?
I don't know.
Do you have Duck Game?
I have Duck Game. We should play Duck Game.
I know you have Duck Game. There's someone else in the H3 Discord that plays it, but that's topic for later. We'll do Duck Game.
We're taking way too long. I was expecting this to be 30 minutes long.
You're expecting this to be 30 minutes long? There's 13 points. If we'd have to dedicate about a minute to each point.
Yeah.
30 minutes long.
Anyway.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, it would be
2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, so what about this one?
This one, if you're on the stairs, if you're in like that middle bit of the stairs where it's flat, yeah, you win.
That's it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Although I typically go here, so I have a view on this bit.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're short.
Yeah, it's because I'm short, but basically I have a view on that bit and a view on here. And I think it's a very exciting point because if you start getting bum rushed, you have an escape point.
Yes, definitely.
And then suddenly they all have to come down to you.
Pre-update 52 looks like before the that's a cool plane.
Oh,
before the recoil update. Oh, that's cool. Before the recoil rebuild, I felt like the meta was just you sit on the ladder and shoot because the recoil was so easy to manage that you could just be there with an AR or like an M16 and boom, you win. But now with the new recoil, it forces you into a new position, which I like. It shows that the recoil system is definitely changing the gameplay a lot.
Yeah. And truth be told, there isn't like anything I'd change about this point. Not on like first glance. This point is another one of those ones that's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Like if I had to say anything, which is like pretty much anything, maybe a box here, but that would change pretty much nothing.
No. A spike pit.
A spike
pit. Yeah, and then foot tracking, and then you can Sparta kick all the wieners into it, and they die.
Oh, okay.
Foot tracking.
Actually, if we're on the topic of half-size things, what if you made like a half-size bit here? And maybe
I feel like no one would use it. it would be very, very sort of trivial to use because wow, you're really good at drawing boxes.
I know, right? I actually fucked up the perspective here, but there you go.
Yeah, you did. There, now it looks
Right.
better.
All right.
You wouldn't use that because you basically lose your sight line to the top bit.
Yes, you would.
Well, I mean, you short, so like.
Well, you'd have to have sightline on both. See, if you're going to create
the stairs, you have a sight line to both is the thing. So like, there's not much you can change about this.
And if you changed anything about this point, you'd have to also eliminate this being the best bit. Yeah.
Like you could put sandbags at the top of the stairs so that you'd have to either be higher up and you'd only be able to have one sight line at a time. So if you had sandbags, yeah, right there where you're putting them.
Yeah, like just a small kind of group. It's not enough to get you sneak past, but
no. Not enough to even let you sneak past. You have to vault over it or like chin.
Ooh, yeah, you could vault. Yeah.
That way you have to be higher up on the stairs, and what that does is it eliminates your sight line to the.
But then that means the bots can't get to you though. Like if you went down here, the bots can't come to you.
But what? No, I think the bots can vault, can't they? They can like, climb over stuff.
No, they can't.
Oh, Anton, please.
But yeah, there isn't anything I'd change about this point.
Gymnastics bots.
Oh, maybe like just for fun's sake, put some sandbags here, just for the sake of it. But that's pretty much nothing.
I don't think they'd be able to get up onto the stairs then.
All right, then let me be a little bit more specific. Point like sandbags here, so they have to then come around.
That doesn't change much though because they already sort of beeline it to the stairs.
Yeah, I just think this one doesn't get changed. It's perfect.
No. Okay, but take and hold, but there's only 1 point, and it's the MG Nest one. Now there's a game I'd buy.
I'm pretty sure that's just every other VR Steam game.
Fair.
Next point.
Robo Recon.
Oh, I actually really enjoy the concept of this one.
I hate this one.
I love it because it has something that no other point in the game has.
I haven't gotten this one in a while, actually. I'm quite glad because I hate this one.
It's like the supply point one, but without a supply point.
Yeah. But I actually kind of really enjoy this one because it has bots coming from over here. All the way in the far end.
The long range on this is definitely fun. However, you know what? I take it back. I like this point. This point, not so bad. Actually, you know what? I take that back too. That corner makes me want to cry. Because they come around the corner and they start joshing on you, and then you die. Yeah.
But I actually really enjoy this one because I'm always looking this way. They come from here and they come from the hallways here. They come from here and here, which means they actually never ever get to you. If they get to you, you're just dumb. You're just bad. Like I don't know how you could miss that many shots to the point that they have enough time to get to you.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah.
Because I've already proven that I can very much definitely miss.
I think if you're unable, like, unless there's shields, these people over here in the far end, they're never going to get to you. Ever. Like, period. But these guys, they might, but I don't think they ever will. Because you're usually going to get them before then. Which makes the only actual threat this side up here. And shields.
Oh. Yeah. Can bots come from that doorway?
What, this one over here?
Yeah.
No, they can't.
I thought
no.
They only come from here, here, and here. And I just really like the long-range prospects of this point. That's the only real kind of defining factor of it, though. Anything else, and it would just be a worse version of the one with the boxes.
Yeah.
But the fact that it has a long-range point is real good.
I got one question. How many points have we done so far?
We have done 9.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Okay, I thought we'd done less, and I was like, ah!
Oh yeah, we're almost done actually. Whew.
Dunzo, your mom.
Yeah, there isn't really much to change about this point. Maybe give the guys in the far end more cover, but that would ruin the fun of, sniping them.
Yeah. No, sniping good. The Springfield sites are actually ass, though, just saying. They are.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Cody says yes, they do come from that door. I don't recall them doing that.
I don't recall them doing that either. I don't think they do.
Well, you know what? His name is Cody, so I can trust
I think I remember someone on that point where the time got stuck, and then the bots were just in that corner there
Oh yeah.
because they were trying to.
Okay, so here's an
get to the
idea.
point
Here's
and
an
move.
idea. What if you, well, first off, removed this bit of cover right here? You see it? Remove that. Put a
So that's
box.
heavy.
Put a box here, so that there's a
Put a
funnel
funnel
point.
But then,
Maybe.
you know, it kind of unbalances it for the bots because they all have to funnel through the same point, and you can just josh them with an MG.
It doesn't change too much from them just belaying it towards you here.
Fair.
Except you have more cover to move around, and they have less cover. Where if you put a box here, they have more cover, and you have to stand pretty much here in the middle of their sights if you want to shoot them in sight.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the only thing I can think of. The literal only thing.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
So are we all on point? As in, we all agree that
We on fleek, boy.
maybe putting a box here would be a good idea?
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the funnel, but I like how it is. now.
Oh, I just realized adding a funnel point there would actually make a super shifting dynamic, because super long, super short.
Yeah.
And that's
Just like-
that would be that point's gimmick, is that you're at a point where they can get to you really easily, really quickly, and a point where they can basically never get to you, but you can snipe them down. It kind of create this flanking type of point meta where these guys can flank you, where the true focus should be over here.
That's so meta.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think next point. We don't need to rush because we're getting through them pretty well, even though we're an hour and 10 minutes in.
Has it really already been an hour and 10?
My boy,
This one's perfect.
this one,
Best-
hands
perfect.
down, the best point in the game.
Absolutely.
Like,
It's
There's nothing
fun
to say about
defend,
this one.
But
When you
can still
when you
just
get rushed,
get
when you
wrecked.
get rushed through, you have enough cover with those
oh,
boxes.
you have
in the back
more than
to
enough
fall
cover.
back on.
You stand here,
And-
you shoot at them, you get bum rushed, you go here, get even more bum rushed, you go here.
Yeah,
just
well,
hope
I
you
usually
have
stand behind the
enough
box that's to
ammo.
the bottom there,
Ah.
and just shoot at them. Yeah, I stand there usually.
I stand next to the gate.
Yeah, right
Well,
here.
You know what? You know what?
You know what?
That's a pretty cool story, but I got another story I want you to tell me of the story of who gives a fuck. No, I'm just. I'm
No,
just joshing.
there is actually nothing I want changed about this. Literally nothing.
Well, it should play heavy metal music. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the take and hold music, but I'm more of a heavy metal
Just
guy.
a boom
myself.
box in the corner on one of the boxes.
Yep. You just shoot it once and it starts playing. The
Actually,
Doom
I was
soundtrack.
thinking a while back, what if you put a box, like, I know we're talking about, hey, we don't want things changed in this point. Just for spitballing, put a box here.
Doesn't change much depending on where you stand. most
Doesn't
of the
change
time.
much. It means they'll come down this way instead, and they'll be able to get closer. But usually, both of these
Yeah, but
spawn
then
point.
both of the paths would be just even easier to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, these spawn points are close enough to where they can actually bum rush you pretty easily.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is a super easy point to get bum rushed on, especially because there's only one entrance. So you basically have twice the amount of bots who can bum rush you from the single entrance point, and that's a good thing
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much cover to fall back on. It makes it a very dynamic point, especially when you get pushed all the way back and you're sort of.
It goes in
CQCing those
stages.
boxes. Yep.
I think this is definitely hands down the most enjoyable point in the game.
Well, that's why it's yellow, man. Yellow means. I don't remember what the color yellow means.
Is
I
there
think it means like.
Oh no, there's no green one. Those are the hallways.
Yeah, the hallways are green.
All right, I think we don't have anything else to say about this point. It's perfect.
No, this point is
Mm.
it is the Sistine Chapel of this map.
I just hope you don't get caught with very little ammo.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
That's
so
the
I
only
was just thinking, I was looking at the ceiling right now. What if there was like weird cover that came down from the ceiling and didn't go to the ground? Like it's just I'm not even talking about just this point in specific. Just spitballing to all hell.
you mean like an inverted crate that like comes down from the ceiling?
Yeah, like weird. Like,
That seems kind of Dumbo.
it's
Yeah,
it's
Like it would be good
Dumbo.
for blocking the sight line, but it'd be kind of Dumbo.
It'd be
It
pretty
is
Dumbo.
prone.
What if there were points where, like, I'm not even talking about this map anymore, by the way. What if there were things you had to, like, crouch under physically during the map itself?
Well, you can't do that though. I mean, you can because you're short, so it's just standing for you.
Well, I mean,
But,
small enough for most people to crouch under. They aren't kids. Like, kind of create a separation point. And again, this is not about this point. It's just a general spitballing idea, because this one's gonna take not too much time.
I'd like points that force you to not just be standing up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like more of that. However, I know some people have a physical aversion to exercise. Not gonna name names.
Some people use 2 sensors for whatever reason.
Oh.
The sensors, 2 5 sensors are good, but 2 Oculus sensors.
Dizzy XD. Dizzy used it.
I think we're mostly done.
Yeah. There's nothing else to say about this point, honestly, except that it is.
I'm just gonna draw my feelings about this point.
Is that a no? Please don't be a testicle. Oh no, it's a lips.
I kiss this point.
That's supposed.
All right, next. Oh, enjoyable point.
I like this one.
I like this
favorite point. Second favorite point. Not third favorite point.
Nah, I don't know.
One of the good
both of the screenshots are basically identical.
I know. I noticed that afterwards. It was like, these look pretty much the same. This doesn't. You can't really get a good idea of which one's facing what, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Waddicker needs to know how to take the picture.
Is this one the point you stand on? Or is this one the point? Hint, it's this one up here. But yeah, I didn't do a very good job taking this picture. But what am I supposed to do? It's a hallway. It's a single hallway.
Everyone knows what this point is, basically.
Yeah. Point is fine.
Point is fine.
Change nothing about this one. Literally nothing.
Yeah. No. I mean, it would be, it would be less of a sort of relax point if they came from that door to the left.
No, fuck that.
I love it so much because you can just set yourself up behind cover and shoot, but that makes it a very easy and simple point to hold.
Yeah. But I think that, honestly, having these two pillars creates a really, really interesting, cool, dynamic way of moving. Especially like when they're coming down this way and this way, having a point where, hey, I can shoot these guys, but I can't shoot these guys, and then like it creates a really kind of interesting way where these guys always tend to come up and bum rush you.
Yes.
Unless you're standing here, you can't hit both of them. And I think that's just a really interesting dynamic, the kind of loopy
Well,
bit.
I mean, you can, if you hide behind the first pillar, you can peek out and shoot both.
Over here, yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of.
Yeah, you can. It's not a very good idea because
Well, also you then don't have a good angle on these dudes. Well, you have a good angle,
but they usually come from the outside. They usually come hugging the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn in.
Oh, but yeah, this point's completely fine. Perfect.
Yep.
Mwah.
Point is fine. Do not change.
Do
You
not
want change point? You put shitty spawn point of Chinese slave factory inside door. You fuck it.
Ooh.
Oh fuck. Nope. I hate this one.
I hate this one.
I really dislike this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the sightline from in the resupply point is nice, but that's about all it's got going for it.
I think you have to. I mostly stand here.
Yep. Same.
And I just shoot into there. But then, like, this is one of those points that where no matter where you stand, you have never got a good angle. It's another one of those ones.
Yeah.
You would never have a good way. Like, if you stand here, cool, you got a good sightline towards that. But this one is ass. They are going to bum rush you almost because the doorway between, like, the space between your doorway and you is so small that they will bum rush you and you will get hit before you even know it.
Yeah, my bum's sacred. Okay, I don't want nobody messing with
Arguably, you could go here and then shoot up this way as they come in, but it's still not a good angle with them. But I think
that's where I usually stand, sort of.
And you get a kind of good angle here. You get like a this type of angle where they start coming in.
Yeah, yeah. But you got to be pretty quick on your toes for that point, which I like. However, I dislike this point.
Yeah, I don't like it too much. There isn't. Don't think
there's much you can change about it. However, I don't know. I just feel like it could somehow generally be improved.
I think this could be vastly improved with some change. But I'm trying to think.
What we need to consider is what do we mean by improved? Do we mean by making it easier? Do we mean by making it more difficult? Do we mean by making it more fair or more sort of nuanced? Like the way I view this facility that we're fighting in is, you know, it's sort of like a research facility or something like that, that the cover that we have is just plopped down hastily, and now we're cleaning up the scraps.
I think there needs to be a way to I think there needs to be a way to see at least one of there needs to be a way to see at least where one of them is coming from before they attack you. Like, I'm not talking about like, you know, let me see if I can do the diagram again. This bit, you know what I mean? You know, you see them coming from the side of the pillars, and that thing. That's the perfect example. I think this needs something like that where you can see them before they can attack you. And it doesn't have to be like a, you know, hey, I can see them but they can't see me, I can shoot at them. It's more of a, if you can shoot at them and pop them off really quickly, you can then do that if you want, but most of the time they're going to get past, but you still get a notification.
Yeah.
Neither of these have a notification of when they're coming.
Well, I mean, if you stand right next to the door on the right, you can see them coming in through that. You can see them coming in through there.
But that just puts you in the worst position in like human history. I mean, for this one, you then kind of you're screwed.
Yeah.
See, the only way to get a good angle on any of these is if you stand directly onto them.
Reload the map and get a new scene.
I think this one needs changes, but I just don't know what changes it needs.
Yeah. You know, I think we're going to have to go knock it down to 10 points, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
10 hold points. You know, if Anton was watching this, he'd just be like, these dumb idiots who know nothing about level design.
Well, remember, this was built for a lighting place. I think we can criticize this one. I just think this one we can criticize. I actually think I'm going to go out on a limb say this may be the first or second worst designed point. The first being Red Room. Red Room takes that cake.
Yeah.
But this one is the second.
I fucking love cake, my dude.
Again, it needs changes. I just don't know what changes that is.
You used to be able to run through the wall on this one. Yeah, you did. But that's, you're not supposed to break the game, Dizzy. Excuse me.
Telling me.
Okay, I'm spitballing. But what if...
How are you,
though? Ooh! Actually... Oh, I just thought of it. Okay.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so see this corridor?
No.
You move this corridor down to here.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Maybe.
That's kind of Joshin, though.
It's kind of, but then like maybe add like a box here or something. I don't know. Just spitballing. So then you have a.
It makes it too complicated for the sizes. It's a very small point. You can't clutter it too much.
But I think then we would have it like, especially if you kept this cover right here, you would then have a really good point standing right here.
Yeah, but is the point to have like is the goal to have a point where you can just stand and be pretty much set for the match, because that makes it kind of easy.
Mm-hmm.
We have our easy points, we have our difficult points. This one isn't well designed by any means, but I also don't think that we should just make it simple not simple, but easy for the sake of it being easy, just because it wasn't.
I think in
very
terms
well done.
of the geometry of this point right here, there's no way to fix it.
No. Not without breaking it or giving it a very good spot that it's the only spot you sit in ever.
Like, I like the idea of the lower area, but
I like that, but it also makes standing behind that pillar that you got your mouse over the most viable tactic in the point.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
This point is good in a way because there is no viable point. The points that have that are usually good for gameplay and not just chilling out and blasting fools.
What if you did this instead? Well, you make this kind of this point up here a lot bigger, and then you change this to come down here instead of being through here. Because then it means if you're standing here and you're shooting into here, they have a you have to pretty much get out of cover in order to shoot this place.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like, I want to say that's as far as we got on this one, but
yeah. Honestly, I don't think there's many ways to improve this point.
No, I think it's just the geometry is just too fucked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
That's
fucked is a strong word, but the geometry is too. It's too tailored to this specific circumstance right here that it's just annoying.
Yeah.
All right, final point, boys. Final point.
Uh-oh. What's it gonna be?
Oh my god, there's so many ladders.
I never use them. I literally never use them.
I actually really love these ladders. They're just so fucking put, just
like tacked on.
It's so good.
Someone took a nail gun, held up those ladders, and literally just nailed them into the roof, and they were like, "Yeah."
You know what the best part? You know what the best part of this is? I can't actually reach them because I'm so small.
You can't reach the ladders.
I can't reach them either. I just stand on the sandbags.
Yeah, I stand in the sandbags as well.
You guys are short. What the hell?
I was saying to
I
Anton.
just don't want to hit my fan.
I was saying to Anton, there should be a way to get between.
There
should be a way to get between all of these, but I think it should be in the terms of like something you can walk over.
Sorry, that was a weird noise.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, someone was talking about. Remember the lower elevation thing again? What if you change this middle point to be lower elevation?
Well, then the meta just becomes using the other ones.
Using the other ones, yeah, but then suddenly this.
What if you add stairs to it then?
Stairs where?
Stairs.
Well, she's
to
buying the
that
stairway to
platform.
heaven. Oh yeah.
Ooh, hang on. Yeah, what if you added stairs here's like or on these ones right here?
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's a middle point here, which if we're talking about going down to them, there's like a bridge that goes down to here and up to this one. Because then that creates like a really kind of interesting combat environment.
Yeah. They'd probably hit their heads on the...
Yeah. But like imagine there's stairs here.
Okay, I see what you mean. It makes the point very convoluted though, very complex.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we already have 5 ladders.
I mean, remove all of the sandbags, or maybe just put the sandbags here instead, and just maybe remove them here as well, and just kind of have. It's a very convoluted.
This is jungle gym, Dizzy.
Or and what about this then? There's like stairs here as well. Like this has to be kind of fine tuned for the bots because they wouldn't be able to slip through here in that case. But you know where I'm going with this. It's
no.
Oh well, shit. Well, see you later.
Bye.
But basically, kind of like that, I guess.
It
makes it a bit too convoluted, but
makes it very convoluted, and it means
think...
Anton has to remove his ladders that he took so long to put in there.
Yeah.
With the nail gun, and then it'd make him sad. Sorry, a little bit of a dig. It makes it a little, like I said, it does make it very convoluted. It makes it the geometry would be very strange. It wouldn't have an aesthetic fit with the rest of the map, I don't think.
Okay, so what about we remove them? So we just have like a central middle point right here with sandbags all around it, except from the front.
Okay, but then we need a pintle-mounted MG, so we can just plop it down in the middle and rain hell. And without that, I think the whole thing falls apart, and I'm gonna have to refund the game.
But I think this is as close as I think we're gonna get to changing this one.
Yeah, and even then, I don't think it's a very.
I don't think many people use this top bit right here, and if they do,
everyone uses that top bit. Everyone uses that.
I use this one up here.
Really?
Have you not seen my gameplay? I'll always use this one.
Oh, I always use the middle one. Dizzy always uses the middle one.
The one I'm standing on right now in this picture is the one I always use.
I thought you used the one opposite to it because that's where the green hallway is.
Oh no, I just use this one. Maybe I should be using this one. I don't know. Anyway, I don't.
You use that one when you got the minigun.
It also depends on what my. Also, that changed because the reason I used this one when I had the minigun was because I was coming from this direction. And remember how
you came from the green hallway, my dude.
That's what I mean. I came from the green hallway.
Yeah, the green hallway's on the other side.
No, it's not. This is. Okay, so hang on. Here's the ball. Here's the ball.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm watching the stream.
Oh, all right. You're my fucking idiot.
Fuck you.
But like, basically, the reason I went up here with the minigun was because previously, when you went into the point room, it activated instantly. So,
yeah.
So when I come through here, I was like, I can't go up to this one. I don't have enough time, so I went up to this one.
I remember now.
that change is really handy.
It is.
Oh, it's
Because there's
incredibly
always-
handy.
There's that one with the weird stairs that go long down into that loot room that you can never get to the loot if that's also the point, because the point starts, then you have to wait and do it, and then you can get the loot. Very, very nice little quality of life addition to have the push to start.
But aside from that, there isn't really anything I'd like changed to this point. I think it's one of those ones. Every single point that has elevation is kind of half screwed in one way where it can't really be changed too much.
Yeah.
I feel.
Think.
Hang on. What if you removed this entire segment of here, the middle segment? Because you said you both use it, so theoretically, you said you both use it. I'm not saying because of that. And instead, put some sort of long cover along here, something that blocks the view of majority of the thing. So then they come from multiple directions. Well, his pathfinding is different. They usually come from the same direction, but like if it was tall enough to block the corridor, well, both corridors, you could then get them coming from multiple directions.
Yeah, that'd be okay.
Yep, I know that. That'd be okay. When are we getting Wienerbots in Smash, though? When are they getting on the roster?
Yeah.
Well, Sakurai said that they had to originate from a game, so it's taking all the green cards. It's taking all the green checks. It's got it.
I can see all the bots in the middle, so at best. Hell yeah, Dizzy.
Just gotta wait for Mark 3.
Yeah.
I think maybe adding
with
stairs.
their
I think maybe
special
adding
move.
stairs would be great.
I think it's too compact for stairs, honestly.
Yeah, it's a bit too compact. Unless you like shrink this bit in a bit, and then put the stairs down.
I think it returns to being one of those things where if you change too much about it, it loses its meaning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of like the Bible. Looking at you Mormons.
But I think it has a problem which isn't as evident. It's the same problem as the really small one, where if you're up here, they start crowding around here.
Yep.
Which is it's annoying as all hell, and it's hard to shoot down like that.
Unless you have impact grenades and don't blow yourself up with them.
Mm-hmm. But see, then it has a really interesting thing where the bots actually come from this way if you're on this one right here. So it's kind of
happens with the bots that come from the other.
Yeah, it happens on both sides, so it's a problem with both sides, but it's only like a half problem.
What about spiral stairs? What Dizzy's saying?
Spiral stairs, spiral staircase in the middle point.
Yeah, you know, like a stripper pole, but with stairs on it.
I know what that is. What do you mean in the middle of the point?
Yeah.
As in, like...
No, a little bit to your left. A little bit down. Yeah, there you go. There you go, stripper pole. Yeah. Then we get BlockBuilder to dance on it.
Whoa.
But it has to have railings, so you can
at least $20 for that.
So, I think that you go up for what purpose?
Spiral stairs, my dude.
Sick. Dude,
No. Like the middle platform becomes hollow, not hollow. Oh, I get what you mean. Okay,
like the middle.
Drawing the stupid stair. Stop drawing the stupid stair. No. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Like the middle platform becomes hollow. As
I don't get what he means by that.
So you mean it's just this bit? It's just that? And there's nothing here? Because I'm pretty sure geometry-wise, this already is hollow and it's just a texture.
Yeah. Yeah. Think on.
Okay, but a point where there's just an endless void below you and you have to use these really like nailed-on ladders to traverse.
Duct tape.
Duct tape.
No, duct tape.
No,
they're just duct
no, I already
tape
said
to
it's
the
a
ceiling.
fucking. No, they're not duct tape. It's a nail gun.
They're both duct tape and nail gun for extra.
What if you made a ladder a melee weapon?
Oh my! What if you could actually carry a ladder and put it down anywhere and then climb it?
Oh,
I'd
that'd
actually
be
down. It'd be like the locking platform.
Yeah.
Just have like lock buttons on the ends of the rungs.
Yeah, let me just. Can we have a small ladder type, like a step ladder?
Oh my god! Why? Because you're short? You can't see over any of the boxes. Booster seat. Wearable heels that up your size in VR.
Wearable heels. Oh, that's a good one. And we're done.
Oh.
We've done
okay.
every single point in the game.
Do we want to play Duck Game now?
I don't own it.
Well,